Here we go again. You ready? I'm not going to over-explain everything like I did last year. I'm just going to tell you who I'm making and why I'm making them. Now, back in 2020, I made my first Springtrap costume, and it turned out like this. I'm not too proud of it. It was my first time. Let's just forget about it. And then last year, I made the Springtrap from the movie, The Yellow Rabbit, which looked like this, and it turned out really well. You know, 4 years later, it's a big improvement, and I learned a lot of new techniques that I wish I I used more on it. But that's where the character for this year comes in. I'm making Springtrap again. Now hear me out, okay. When they added him in Dead by Daylight back in June, oh my god, all I wanted to do was make a Springtrap costume. You know how cool? Oh, it was so cool. I don't play the game that much, but oh my god, finally seeing him in action was amazing. Not to mention the regular Sauce, that other cosplayer who is like, you know, literally hired by the developers of Five Nights at Freddy's to make props and costumes and animatronics for conventions. Like, he's legit. Yeah, seeing him make another Springtrap costume made me want to make another Springtrap costume. Well, I think that's about it, so enjoy the process. There's going to be some pictures, there's going to be some time lapses, and also random yap sessions maybe where I just want to ramble about something that I'm struggling on, or an idea that I have, or just, I don't know, overall progress. So yeah, enjoy the third Springtrap costume I have made. Okay, today is the day that we start on this damn thing. So we got cardboard and we got fabric. Not the color I wanted. You know, he's a bit more of a yellowish green, but that's okay. This is just like a normal kind of, you know, green. I can go in with some paint afterwards, just like how I did with last year's costume, where it was a bit too bright of a yellow, but I added in some, you know, browns and stuff to make it a bit more like a kind of, you know, the golden color that the movie Springtrap was. So I can do a similar thing with this, where I add a bit more yellow to make him a bit more of a yellowish green, like how he is in the game. Anyway, let's do this. Alright, same as every year, just get a bunch of little strips of cardboard and then throw them all together until you get the right head shape. When I wrapped the duct tape around, it kind of flattened out the cheeks, so I went in, like what I'm doing here, and I added in some strips of cardboard and threw some more tape on there, and it made his cheeks puff out a little bit more so that it looks more like his proper head shape. Alright, I'm going to try and explain what I just did. So, I took a bunch of plastic wrap, wrapped it around the head, and then I did the same with duct tape, and then I was able to lift it off like a shell, and then I cut that up into little pieces that I can put onto the fabric, cut that out, and then sew it all back together so that it just kind of, you know, slides back on top just like that. It looks very nice. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Now I know what you're all thinking. The answer is yes. I did get my hair done. I do have bangs now and they're very cute. Yay. Anyway, yes, he's very green. I know that. We will fix it. I have painted. I've tested it out with some yellow, rubbed some on. It looks good. It'll turn out fine, I promise. But what we do need to worry about right now is the teeth. We're going to do the teeth and then we're going to do the ears. Now, I've been doing some testing on different kinds of teeth just with like foam. I tried like spongy foam and it's too squishy and it takes forever to dry. What I've been doing, which I think is going to work, strips of black foam. I've folded up a bunch and, you know, glue it all down till it's these little squares, and then I paint it. And I add some like little cracks to it as well to make it, you know, all chipped up like how his actual teeth are. The process has been slow, yeah. It's been many, many weeks, and this is all I have. I still need to make the whole body. I haven't even got the ears done. And I have a good excuse for not working on this as much. I have a job. That and Sonic Racing Crossworlds came out last week, and I've been playing as Miku for an entire week. It's a good ass game. I love it. I know the jaw looks wonky as hell. I'll fix it. Finally comes the paint. Now, I think that the end result looks super good. It's a little splotchy, but I think that just kind of adds to the effect of, you know, he's been sitting in a back room for 30 years. He's gonna be a little bit moldy, a little bit messy. Not to mention that corpse sitting inside of him, which is also a little bit, dirty. So I think it looks fine. For the eyes, I am using animatronics technique, which you can see in her video here. They're made with these plastic Christmas ornaments, but mine are not as flat as hers, so they look a little bit more wonky, but, you know, that just adds to the broken effect, so it's okay. Now you might be like, God damn, why is this going by so fast? Why is the body so fast? Okay, it does not take nearly as long to make the body as it does the head. So that's why this is going so fast. So don't worry, it's fine. Moving on to the feet, I'm just gonna say this, I don't like how they turned out at all. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So this was my first time ever using like a spray paint can, and it was also super windy, so I'm sorry that this is like super duper scuffed, but I did my best. One last thing, I bought a voice amplifier, and I managed to hook it up inside there by taping it because I ran out of glue. So there's a little microphone right there by the mouth, and then go outside on the top, and in the ear, in the broken ear, there's the speaker, and it also helps balance out the weight, so it actually works very well. Also, for the wire to come up through the head like that, I had to lobotomize him. So a couple of hours ago, I finished it! So as you can tell, it took a long time. There was a very big gap in between my little talking sessions. Now, obviously, I wasn't working on it the whole time. I was either being lazy or working or doing something else. I don't know. But I'm very proud of it. Every year, it gets better. Obviously, I've done the same character 3 times now, but that's fine. I'm gonna stop yapping. The costume is done!